the Blue Bomber. He has become an important part of many people's childhood. From young, fresh-faced children of the 1980s to modern basement-dwelling failures who latch onto the past because the present is terrible, many have enjoyed the Mega Man games. But how many of you out there know about the game's powerful message about free will? None of you, because you're illiterate bastard children. My first point is that, like the replicants in Blade Runner, yes, I'm fully aware the only piece of film you have witnessed is Star Wars. Google it. It has Han Solo in it. Ugh. Anyway, like the replicants in Blade Runner, Mega Man was designed to have free will and a conscience by his creator. This is exemplified by the menu you are presented, which allows you to choose which robots to combat against. Most games at the time forced you to play in the order the designer wanted, but in this example, even through the gameplay, you are aware of Mega Man's sense of free will. Speaking of which, the bosses themselves were stolen from your creator, Dr. Light, and programmed to behave like obedient dogs by Dr. Wily. Dr. Wily clearly has an inferiority complex due to his past relationship with Dr. Light, constantly being behind him in the field of science. This is obviously a reference to the life of Adolf Hitler, who had a clear inferiority complex due to being beaten as a child and failing terribly as an artist. Of course, that went right over your head because some of you need Nazi references spelled out for you, like in Wolfenstein, due to your inferior analytical skills. But it is not only his background information that conveys this, but his actions are also in line with the dictators of the world like the aforementioned Hitler, Kim Jong-il, and many forum moderators on the internet. His desire to have his robots obey his commands and his need for world domination are aspects shared by dictators, desperately trying to fill the void in his life of constant failure and virginity. His clear desire to take away the freedom of others to bring himself up, while bringing everyone else down, is a sign of a spineless coward who can't succeed. A perfect and intentional depiction of those who oppose free will, this message hit me hard and successfully conveyed why a lack of free will leads to a terrible society. Another layer of depth to the intricate plot is how self-aware it is about free will. Rather than blindly saying that free will is brilliant, the game points out the positive and negative aspects of it. Mega Man continues to let Dr. Wily go because he believes in freedom. Rather than be hypocritical and kill him, he strongly believes everyone has the right to a second chance, despite Dr. Wily clearly never changing like a right-wing conservative. With that in mind, his behaviour ironically parallels Jesus Christ, always willing to protect others and turn the other cheek to bad people. This clearly conveys how free will can and should be used properly in the real world. But the game also conveys the dangerous and rebellious side of free will. Proto Man also has free will, but ends up going down a rebellious path, assisting Dr. Wily in his scheme for world domination after wandering the world alone. This strong message conveys that being too independent and free can lead to a rough and lonely life, so it is good to be a part of a group sometimes while still feeling unique and different. So in conclusion, the Blue Bomber is full of subtle messages about free will that went right over your heads as expected. It's not like you gamers even understand the concept since you blindly trust game reviews, but hey, maybe if you go back and play the Mega Man games with this newfound and enlightening discovery, you might realize that opinions published by a game site owned by a right-wing corporation called Fox can never be trusted. And while you do that, I'll be reading Rotten Tomatoes to find out what films I should see. Farewell.